right, folks. I'm going to talk about her for a second. I'm not sure what's going on with her, but let's listen a little bit. This is weird.
Today's the 19th of March 2025, so I guess I'm fine for today. Going to Nigeria is not the problem. I would be lucky if I make it off the plane. Like I said, it's a network of an organization that has millions across the globe, especially Nigeria, because I want to be putting 2 and 2 together and doing my own investigations, remembering this thing did not start in the United States. It obviously started in Nigeria, and I feel like I'm in the middle of one big giant ball of deception, one big giant ball of lies and conspiracies, and I want to get to the bottom of the truth. And this stuff just happened. It still happened to me in Miami. Yes, I've been harassed, I've been gang stalked, I've been followed, but that is a symptom of a much bigger problem. I am dealing with organized crime, a criminal organization that targets individuals for whatever reason. They usually have their MO and the way that they operate, and it usually involves some form of identity theft, fraud, trafficking even. And so I'm trying to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on, and that's why I was clamoring for investigations, and anybody that has contacts with any form of investigations. I would hire a private detective, but those guys, they rake into the thousands, and so right now I don't think I can do that. That's why I'm asking for anybody that has some kind of help. The other thing that you guys were saying was to keep my mouth shut and not say anything, but my voice is the only thing that I have right now. I have a platform to speak on, I have a voice, and I will speak. I will not be shut up. People that I have researched that have similar cases have had their reputation tarnished, which is known as a smear campaign. These people's main goal is to make their victims desolate, destitute, homeless, isolated, frustrated, discombobulated, confused, discredited, and they just never ever have closure. They never get the truth. They never get their freedom, and they just like fade away, destitute. These people end up in psych wards, they end up in jail, they end up homeless, and they're not supposed to be. These are people that are in the elite, that are in these organizations, in these secret societies that do these things to their victims, and it's just not fair. I'm seeking the truth, and I will find it, and that's why I'm using my voice to clamor for help for anybody that knows.
Okay, okay, we'll go there. We ain't gonna look at you like that. First of all, she is not telling us everything that's going on. Why did you? Now, when she first said that she was saying goodbye to guitar with the talent and skill set that she has, I was thinking, she's not giving up on guitar, she's just slowing down on the guitar because she happens to be a Christian, and God is telling her that the music that she plays on the guitar is the music of the world. It's not necessarily Christian, doesn't please the Lord, and so she felt some kind of way about that. And that's the way she said in video 1 of saying goodbye to guitar. I haven't seen video 2 yet. This just showed up on my page, part 3. But first of all, my question is, what did you do with all those guitars? Like, she said something in the first video about she had her guitars locked up and she was gonna pretty soon be selling them. And she was worried about someone wanting to steal her guitars or something like that. I think, don't quote me, but she was worried about her guitars and what that meant for her safety or something like that. And I'm thinking, did you buy all those guitars, or did someone loan you those guitars to do your videos? Because she's got a lot of guitars. In a little bit of time that I've known her, she's like made this enormous guitar collection. Okay, she's got guitars like, you know, what's his name? Iglesias, Fluffy has vans and cars. Okay, and she plays a different guitar every video. But I don't understand what's going on with her. I myself have dealt with the smear campaign, but you know what? It was people on YouTube that I had to worry about more than I had to worry about people out here on these streets. Okay? People on YouTube were saying things, and then I would go outside and there's some dude hanging out by my property watching my every move, but he doesn't want me to know that he's watching my every move. You know, people were on the internet were like lying and saying that they had met my ex and were talking to my ex, and my ex had some things to say about me or something, and this is where they stopped, because I simply did a video about it laughing at this guy, because my ex is you don't want to deal with my ex. You meet my ex, you know, you just gonna put you digging a hole for yourself. You don't want to meet my ex. She'll freak you out. But you know, they would say, oh, you know, I met his ex and blah 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 blah, and I met his daughters, and you know, and once they started doing that, they stopped. They decided it was out of hand and they better stop while they're ahead. But talking about a smear campaign, I believe she might be going through that, but I don't believe people are following her. I think she's paranoid about people following her and all like that. If she is in Nigeria, a place like Nigeria, a lot of bad things have happened in Nigeria. Okay, I got a relative that's from Nigeria, and went back there recently. There's crap that's going on in Nigeria, and there's crap coming from Nigeria that's a scam here in America. You know, a lot of stuff that you see online, dating apps, and you know, these were not women that are emailing you or sending you their pics. These are men who are sending you some girl's pics, and you know, this all comes out of Nigeria. You know, these kind of scams where you think you're on this dating site and it's actually some dude, you know, sending you some girl's pics that this girl could be in prison. This girl could be trafficked. She mentioned trafficked on there. She could be a trafficking victim or something like that. They could be holding this woman up in some place and making her put on clothes and take these pictures or whatever. Who knows? Meanwhile, they're laughing about you getting all, you know, in love with a picture of some girl that, you know, in her emails or her text messages, when she's actually a victim of human trafficking, or she's actually, you know, a model, and she's in it with them. She's in on it with them, but they're actually the ones that are doing the talking and telling you that, oh, they want to meet with you, and long distance loving and all this kind of stuff. And I just told a friend of mine, he got one of them. He hooked up with this fine, you know, Caribbean looking babe, and was showing me pictures of her, and he's like old enough to be her granddad. I said, look, brother, don't you understand what's going on here, you know? But that's one thing. But all I want to say is, her biggest problem might be YouTube. it might be people that, because they were doing it to me, and it might be people that are commentators on her channel. They're subscribed to her channel. And a lot of people will subscribe to your channel not because they like you, but because they're jealous, they're covetous, envious, and they hate you. They don't like you. That's why they subscribe, But who knows what's going on with this girl? I think a lot of it's paranoia. I think something happened to her spiritually. And when you are going back and forth to Nigeria, I mean, to me, I'd rather be in Miami than Nigeria. She mentioned Miami. That's where she's at. Miami has some issues. I do know that Miami has some issues, but I'm sure Nigeria's got bigger issues. Especially if you're posting your videos out there and you got to be the only one out there making this kind of YouTube content in the area and making the money at it and all like that. Yeah, they're coming after you, but not as quite as she thinks it is. She just knows. I think her fear is that she's in a place where she knows what they're capable of, and she, Now, as far as so-called Illuminati, I don't think she went that high yet. I mean, I've been watching her for some time. She ain't up there far enough to worry about no Illuminati. Okay? That's real paranoia. But that's all I'm going to say. I just think I'm going to be praying for her. I am. But she needs to get off of YouTube. She needs to get off of YouTube. She needs to lock her guitars up somewhere where they can be shipped to her, to wherever she's at. I don't know why she keeps moving from Miami to Nigeria. You know what I mean? If she needs to get out of Florida, do so. But, unless the criminal activity is somebody breaking into her house and stealing her property, which I didn't hear her say that, okay, then I don't understand what she means by criminal activity. Unless somebody's coming in her house and raping her, unless somebody's, if somebody's stalking her, you can prove that they're stalking you. And I think, if someone's stalking a young lady and a lady is around a crowd of people and this guy is stalking her, she should stop and just watch the dude and look him right in his face like, why are you following me? Are you following me? In a crowd of people. And do that before she's somewhere by herself where she has to really be scared because her and this guy are the only ones walking in this alleyway or on the street or whatever, But I think something's going on with her. I'm going to pray for her. I'm not sure what it is. But I think she needs to give YouTube a break. One thing that kills me about so many people on YouTube is they think that they have to tell their subscribers all their business. Oh, if they get a divorce, she's got to tell her side of the story on her channel, and then he's going to go get a new channel and tell his side of the story, or vice versa. If they move, they got to let everybody know. I'm going through a situation right now, and I'm not going to say what it is. People in my comment section can say what they want to say, and I never turn my comment section off. I do want to hear what you got to say, even if you are trying to smear campaign me. I want to know what you're talking about. But I will never turn my comments off, but my comments are always available for you to comment, even if you want to throw a hate comment. But I know a lot of times YouTube is the worst thing that you could do is tell all your business to your subscribers. Now, they done went from enjoying her music to calling her mentally ill. I read that in a comment on one of her videos just the other day. I don't know if it was part 1 or I don't think I watched part 2 yet. But she was doing a video recently, since she stepped down from playing the guitar, and there was people in the comment section that were calling her mentally ill. And because, I got a cousin that does it. She calls me on the phone and she says, "Hey, D-Roy, hey, what you think about this?" But if I hadn't answered the phone, she would have dealt with it properly. But the reason why she's not dealing with it properly, because she can get on the phone and tell me some wild story. But if I'm not available for her to tell me a wild story, she's going to get out of the house. She's going to go down to the office. She's going to go see whoever she got to see and file a complaint or do whatever she got to do. But if I pick up that phone, she's going to tell me this wild story that I can't do nothing about that. And there's no evidence. There's no receipts. But she's going to tell it to me because I picked up the phone. And I've told her time and time, I said, "Look, stop telling me stuff that I can't help you with. What you need to do is, if you think somebody's stalking you, you need to call the police. If you think somebody's been in your apartment, you need to call the police. If you think somebody's been cutting up your shoes and just some weird stuff." And I'm thinking, why would somebody do that? Who in your apartment building would want to sneak into your apartment just to cut up your shoes? She just come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. And I will say, it sounds like mental illness. But, I think it's a chemical imbalance. But with her, I'm not sure. With this lovely lady here, I'm not sure. Her name is Helen. I'm not sure what's going on with her. All I know is I'm going to pray for her. And I'm not going to judge and say she's definitely mentally ill, but something has happened to her. And I believe that if the Lord didn't tell her to put away her guitars, and because that's what she said in the first video. She was saying that she was finding spirituality. Sweetheart, it's not spirituality. It's either God or the devil. There is no spirituality. There's the Holy Spirit and there's the spirit of the world or the spirit of the devil. Same thing. There's only two spirits. Okay? Where you getting this, I'm finding spirituality, and so I felt that God would, no, you didn't find spirituality, you found the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit told you to put your guitars away, or God himself, which is the same thing, told you to put your guitars away for you to have a revival with him. That's fine. But when you say spiritual, that could be voodoo. Like, what do you mean you're finding spirituality? What is voodoo? Because that's what they practice in Africa. They practice voodoo. That's the country's religion, voodoo. So when you say you're finding spirituality and you don't call that God, what is it? The devil? Is it voodoo? There's only two spirits. What is it? Is it God or is it voodoo? You're not finding spirituality anywhere but God. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody makes it to the Father except through him. You ain't got nothing going on with God without Jesus. Okay? So there's only two spirits. It's the spirit of the devil or the spirit of Christ. Which is it? You talking about you got spirituality. There's no such thing as spirituality outside of God. Unless you're talking about the devil. Okay? Which I do believe in a literal Satan. Okay? But I don't think she knows what she's going through. I just think she dipping and dabbling in things. And I don't know, it could be the devil oppressing her, or it could be, a situation where she needs to have more people involved in her life, make some friends, have some people to walk her home, and especially when you're a female, you need to have people walking you home and people hanging out with you. Maybe you should have another woman stay at your home with you or something like that. Find a friend that needs a place to stay. Get her to go in and out with you and stay with you or something. Because as a woman, I don't know about Miami, but I've seen enough reason in Nigeria for you not to be out there walking by yourself around Nigeria as a woman, as a female. There's no, but I'm gonna stop there. I just hope she catches up with herself and calms down and starts to consider all this in stride, and because some of it's paranoia, some of it seems like she's just gullible and she don't know what to do. So a lot of it seems like paranoia, and then the other half of it seems like she just don't know what to do. And thirdly, she seems like she's saying things like, you don't have to give up your guitars to follow God or spirituality or whatever you think you're getting into. All you have to do is balance your time between your guitar playing and, So I don't know. Maybe she's going through a condition. Maybe depression has jumped into her life or something. People that are depressing are always having some wild story about things. Okay. Maybe she just got diagnosed with something, and so she's paranoid, like my cousin. She always thinking somebody's stalking her, somebody's been in her apartment, somebody been wearing her clothes, cutting up her shoes, in her refrigerator, in her food closets, and and I'm like, why would anybody want to go and mess with your canned goods? Like, did they take your canned goods? No, because this can was over here and this can was over here. And I know somebody was cutting up my shoes. Look at them. I'm like, they don't look like they cut. Yeah, but they didn't look like this the last time I wore them. Where'd you put them? Like, I mean, she's going, she went paranoid on me. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? But she looked like she's going through that. But I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon with more on this channel. This here lovely lady is Helen Ivy. Helen Ivy, and she's a musician. She's a really super great guitar player.
Seen anything that has any idea of where I should get help for these kinds of crimes, because I'm dealing with it's a whole deep rabbit hole, and obviously there's some things that I cannot say until investigations start. The Egyptians behind me, the Red Sea in front of me, nowhere on my left, nowhere on my right. Moses, use your rod to part the Red Sea. Helen, use your voice to part the Red Sea. I just literally have my voice right now. What more do you want? It's my soul, right? And you cannot have that one. My soul is out of bounds, and I will not compromise for your stupid money or your stupid fame or whatever it is that you think.
In closing, I just think that people they shouldn't say everything on YouTube. YouTube is not the place if you start becoming depressed or you start, you don't need to record everything, because now you went from sharing beautiful music with people to now you're a comedian where your spook stories are entertaining people. And, like, unless someone's been in your house, unless someone's been sexually assaulting you, unless someone stole something from you, you can't say that anybody's committing a crime. Someone following you, you need to prove that. There's just so many things there that people get paranoid about, and they love to show their paranoia on YouTube. I don't know why, but that's what they love to do. You should stop doing that. Anybody that's doing that. I've seen people put everything on YouTube. Their love life, their sex life. You know what I'm saying? The last time they took a poop in the toilet, they describe what their poop looked like. You know what I'm saying? They get in an argument with their mom. They want to record it. They caught their wife cheating. They want you to, they want you to see how they kicked their wife out of the house. And, you know what I'm saying? They get pulled over by the police. They want to record it and get it on YouTube. Okay? And just for you to watch them get put in handcuffs and taken to prison. Okay, good luck with that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just get dumb with it. Everything doesn't belong on YouTube. Sometimes you need to take a break and work things out for yourself, and then come back at YouTube and give your testimony. But you don't, like, okay, today is day one of some guy stalking me and peeking through my window or something, and then, okay, now here's day two, and I got the doors locked up and my toothbrush don't work. My electric toothbrush don't work. Here's day three. I tried to go get a job and some guy gave me a flower. Okay, here's day four. You don't have to put all your business on YouTube like that. Oh, this is day 5. I had an argument, really bad argument with my mom. My mom thinks I'm paranoid and blah, 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 blah. And you don't have to do that. Oh, this is day 6. I just want y'all to know what's going on in my life. I'm taking my grandkids out to such and such place today. Blah, 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 blah. And they're going to be in the water. We're at such and such a place and all like that. You know what? You should never, ever give your location of where you're at. I mean, you can say that you are in such and such a state, but you don't say exactly what hotel you're staying at. Don't you know the people in that state right now while you're recording live or watching your channel? And I've seen people try to do things immediately while I was recording live. They tried to make phone calls right on my channel. They've tried to say things, while I was recording live to see how my response would be, to get me to react some kind of way about it and all like that. I pray for this girl. I don't know what's going on with her, but I think she needs to give YouTube a break, get her life together, and then come back and let us know finally the real reason why she gave up her guitars, the real reason why she's trying to sell them, most of them, the real reason why she, explain to us what she means by spirituality. Either you are in a relationship with God or you're not. What do you mean spirituality? I'd like to know what she means by that. Because there's only two spirits, okay? Spirituality isn't a religion by itself. You're either part of some kind of white or black witchcraft, Satanism, you know what I'm saying, or what is naturally labeled witchcraft, or you are practicing Christianity or Islam or one of the other religions or whatever, okay? But, there's only two spirits. And so I don't know what's going on with her, but she scares me. She worries me. I'm not worried about her. I'm just worried about stuff that comes out of her mouth might be more dangerous to her than anything like somebody stalking her or saying anything to her that wasn't nice or whatever. Her being on here feeling like she needs to share every little detail is going to put her in a bigger snare than anything else. Let me get out of here. God bless you. Thank you for watching.